Hello, this is Deborah with Black Education TV, and as we are all aware of, the fall is here, and anyone that grows tomatoes know that once it's cold outside, it's time for them to come in. And some nights the weather dips down pretty cold, and so in order to save the tomatoes that were still on the vines, we had to bring them in, and you can't really tell how many it is, so this is why I'm putting my hand here so that you can get an idea of just how many tomatoes it is. This is a lot of tomatoes, and so you say to yourself, what do you do with all these tomatoes? Well, one thing that we are going to do, we are going to make some relish. It's a very simple recipe for making relish, in which you add some peppers and onions if you want, and a few other things, and you just jar them, and they can store for up to a year. The other thing are some of these that are more red, even some that are slightly orange or whatever. What we've done, not like this one, but some that are a little more ripened, like maybe that one. What we did with those is we dehydrated those, and we have a whole bag of dehydrated tomatoes, in which we've already eaten some, okay? What's funny is we saw at the store a bag of dehydrated tomatoes, which I would say was only about that much that you see in the corner there, and they wanted $6.99 for that small quantity there. So as you see, dried tomatoes are a very valuable thing, and they are a great crunchy topping for salads. Delicious. And guess what? You can also just eat them plain. The children actually love them, and we do as well. I mean, they're like tomato chips, and they have a twang to them. But anyway, back to the green tomatoes. What do you do with all of these green tomatoes? Well, here is a good tip. Outside of making relish, you can also get the green tomatoes and store them in. If you have a smaller quantity, you can actually put them inside of a paper bag and store them in an area that is not filled with humidity, out of sunlight. Okay, they should keep rather well. Make sure it's sealed up so that you don't get the fruit flies. Okay, but if you have a larger quantity, in which we have a large quantity here, this is a lot. This is a huge bowl that we have here, a huge stainless steel bowl. You can't store them in this for too long. The bottoms, those on the bottom will begin to rot. And so what you have to do is get yourself a large cardboard box. And if you have to, get several cardboard boxes and not just one. Seal it up decently so that you don't get fruit flies. And some of the examples actually say to put a banana in with it if you're storing a smaller quantity. I'm not sure what that is or why you have to do that, but other sources say that you can put them in a cardboard box. Make sure that where you're storing them, there's not a lot of humidity, and seal it up and keep it out of the sunlight. And of course, when you're ready for them, you can pull them out as needed to do whatever it is you're going to do with them. Some will ripen slowly for you so that you will be able to use them, and perhaps do some more dehydrating. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through this batch, in which we've already done quite a bit. We've dehydrated the red ones or the orange ones, and now we are going to be dealing with some of the green ones here, in which we are going to jar some for relish, and the rest will be stored away in a cardboard box. And so I just wanted to share this little bit of information for those of you who find yourself having a lot of these cherry tomatoes at the end of the growing season. It's a great thing, but what do you do with them? So there's my tip for the day. Shalom, family.